Hello viewers, tinokuchingamidzai to yet another episode of Clean Food Crash Program. Vese vari kuona vari kumba kumabasa, we welcome you. Today we're going to be talking about a very sensitive issue. We're going to be talking about weight management. Yeah, the weight is sensitive because dzinonetsa vanhu vakawanda. Well, actually, there's a bit of congestion panyaya weight management because some people are trying to gain weight, other people are trying to lose weight. So, there's a bit of congestion ibapo. But according to my statistics, a World Health Organization, most people in the world are trying to lose weight. So you see vanhu vanogadzira ma weight loss products like my weight loss teas, my weight loss pills, and my weight loss diets, they are booming. The business is booming. They are making a lot of money because they are targeting my issues that are affecting a lot of people. And today we're going to be assessing most of my weight loss products anoshandiswa arimo market, right? So we're going to start with my weight loss teas. My weight loss teas akawanda. There are a lot of weight loss teas in the market. I cannot name them, but munowaziva because ndimi munowashandisa, and they have proven to be effective. My weight loss teas, most of them are effective because after 2 weeks you can notice a significant reduction in your weight. Watomira pascale unogona kutoona watoluza ma-kgs akawanda. But the downside of my weight loss teas is that as soon as you stop using them, have you ever noticed how you gain all that weight back? And the most terrible thing is that you can gain more than you lost when you were using the tea. Whenever you stop using the tea, wakutona, you've started gaining a significant amount of weight, which is a bit unsustainable because you fall into a pattern of what we call weight cycling. So weight cycling is when you're constantly losing and gaining weight. And weight cycling, it has a lot of adverse health impacts, especially on your heart, my cardiovascular diseases, heart failures, my strokes. These are some of the things that contribute to my diseases. So, if we look at it from a broad picture, weight cycling, number one, it is unsustainable and it has my adverse health outcomes. So it's best kuti munhu angoita maintain a steady weight throughout. And then we have my waist trainers edu, my corsets. Some of us, we call them my corsets, my belt, my band edu. That's what most of us call them. So these ones ano snatch the waist, they make the waist appear smaller and more snatched, right? And they are quite effective. Paneva kambo washandisa for a long period of time, they would tell you kuti they noticed a significant reduction per my inches around the waist. But what are some of the health impacts that my waist trainers do have? For those who have been using them for quite a long time, they will tell you kuti you can sometimes experience heartburn. Kana wakapfeka corset rako ukadya, after a few hours you start experiencing heartburn. This is because my waist trainers they squeeze the abdomen, they apply pressure on your abdomen. Saka iwewe paunodya your food is mixed with what? With my acids to digest it. My acids they mix with our food to digest it. So now the corset is applying pressure to the abdomen, which means the chikafu chiri mudumbu chiacha and all the acid contents, it's now what? It's now forced up. The pressure is now forcing that food up into your esophagus. That is why you feel that irritation, because chikafi chantasangana ne-acid yemudumbu, so that acid is now irritating your esophagus. That is why most people experience heartburn kana vachishandisa ma-corset. And also, the pressure that is applied by these corsets is not just affecting the abdomen. It shifts a lot of organs, because if you notice, and it per center pedu up, the center of your body, that is where most of our organs are. Saka kana wakapfeka corset yako and it is applying pressure on that area, it means kuti a lot of your organs are in that area, they are going to shift position. And it also causes a lot of stretching and shifting of blood vessels, so it reduces blood flow to some organs. So basically, prolonged use yema corset, it causes permanent organ damage. So what is advisable pa kushandisa ma corset hour is that you use them for a specified period of time. If you're going to use them kana uchi jogger or uchi exerciser, or when you're attending a certain event, then that's okay. But chinozotikuwadza ndechekuti unoswera wakapfeka corset 24/7 365. These are some of the things that are going to affect us in the long run. So fed diets they can also be called miracle weight loss programs. And I'm sure we've come across a few of these. These are diet anenga promote very quick weight loss. And anenga if you do this for a certain period of time, you're going to lose so much weight, and these fed diets, they tend to be very popular. Anozara social media, anozara, and everyone is just trying to see if it's going to work or not. And so the thing with fed diets is that they work, but they are not sustainable. How can we identify my fed diets? First of all, my fed diets mashinji hana scientific backing, hana scientific proofs to back up my claims anenga achitwa. Usually they're just testimonials from people kuti ini ndakazoshandisa zvikaita, inini ndikazo hama yangu akazoishandisawo zvikaita. But scientific backing chaiyo kuti what's the mechanism of the diet inoshanda sei, hapana, anenge angori ma-testimonials. And also, my fed diets, usually they are restrictive. Anenge restrict a certain kind of food group. Anenge focus usually on a few food groups. Pada nugona kunzi, for example, the Atkins diet. Some of my fed diets are better popular. It's the lemon and coffee, mixing lemon with coffee. And most of them ani a specific ani ma stringent rules kuti inomwiwa na 7 makuseni, kuti ishande inomwiwa ma 7 makuseni. There are just so many rules and regulations around this diet, and most of the benefits of these diets, they are exaggerated. Honestly, they are exaggerated, and aninga promise a quick fix, shortcut, to weight loss. Chinzi, after 2 weeks you start noticing results, after 3 weeks you start noticing results. And most of those fed diets, aninga chinzi, you require no exercise. As long as you stick to the rules of the diet, you are sure to gain weight. So tarisa weight gaining and weight loss at a broader picture. There are a lot of factors that come into play when we talk about weight, right? Some of the factors that come into play when we talk about weight management are genetics. So genetic build-up is something that you cannot run away from, because my genes edu they determine metabolism rate yedu. They also determine how ma hormones are mubody medu, control our appetite and things like that. So zvakaita say genetics, these are things that we cannot run away from. Most of weight yevanhu inenge iri genetically predisposed. And other factors that we can take into consideration are medications. Usually there are certain medications ekuti kana uri on, you tend to gain weight. For example, some of my cancer treating medications, my steroids especially, they tend to make people gain appetite and weight. My diabetes medications, people tend to gain weight. And also my medical conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, people tend to gain weight naturally. Also my mental health problems like depression, like stress, these are some of the things that tend to affect weight hormone. For example, stress. When you're stressed for a long period of time, and your body releases this hormone called cortisol. So cortisol is more of a fight hormone, and naturally it just increases your appetite, my energy demands increase. So these are some of the things that have nothing to do with our diet that affect our weight. Also age is also a contributing factor kana tichitarisa weight management, because approximately at the age of 30, people tend to gain more weight. My fat deposits they tend to center around the abdomen. And this is something that is natural. It happens as people grow up, and it's not something that we can really run away from. It has absolutely nothing to do with our diet. And also my hormones. There are a lot of hormones in the human body that can affect the way your body metabolizes food. They can affect a lot of things about your weight. And my hormones, they're not something that we can control, because my hormones are mugoni. My hormones anozviteerera iwo. So there are a lot of things that come into play when we talk about weight management. Zvekuti focusing on diet alone is not doing justice. So some of the downsides of my fad diets are, like I've said before, my fad diets, most of them, they work. They really work. But are they really sustainable? Ungapedza gore uchiswerera zai 1 neavocado. Janet. Gore rese rigopera. Because that's how most of those fad diets are. Anenge achikuudza, they are strict, they are well planned out. Anenge ane very stringent rules. So it tends to become unsustainable, because your body naturally it needs a balanced diet. For it to function, my carbohydrates ane function yawo in the body, my proteins they have their function, my vitamins, every food group in a function yainotoseva in the body. Saka iwewe, if you're engaging in a diet inenge ichiku restrict from a certain food group, then it means that you're going to suffer from my deficiencies. And my deficiencies akawanda depending on the diet yaunenge uchiita. Vamwe vanogona kuita vitamin A deficiency, and it can adversely affect your health. Zvekuti you might develop some medical conditions. And another sad truth is that since we've established kuti my fad diets, they are not sustainable, what happens is after you've lost all that weight, you're going to go back kunotimbura 5 makomo esadza ako next week. And what is going to happen is all that weight you waka loser in those 2 weeks that you were engaging in your diet, you're going to gain them back. And we're back to what? To weight cycling. So the most sustainable way that we can approach weight management is number 1, to focus on a healthy and balanced diet. Kana takutaura nezve healthy and balanced diet, number 1, we're talking about reducing the amount of fat in your food. I'm sure we've covered some of my methods that we can identify my food products. A lot of fat, a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, and how we can make my informed dietary choices. So the best way we can tackle weight management, number 1, is to avoid kuanza mafuta, kuanza sugar, kuanza salt muchikafu chedu. And number 2, we should incorporate fruits and vegetables in our diet. My fruits and vegetables, they are a very important part of our diet. So we should find ways of incorporating them mu diet yedu. Kwete kuzomirira kumaendesa kuchipatara kana vanhu varwara. Aiwa, ngatidye mafruits tiri vatano kuti tirambe tiri vatano. Also, another important factor that comes in when we talk of weight management is portion control. Saka tine hama dzedu dziya dzekuti kana dzichidya sadza, anopakurirwa sadza roita mukonde kudai so. Iye kana uchida kutotaura naye anenge ari kuseri kwaro sadza iroro. Ende usafunga kuti richasara rinopera rese, agotoiserwa ino. So, portion control is very important because even if chikafu chauri kudya chiri healthy. So what happens is that, let's assume that you're consuming a very healthy diet, but iri in large quantities. What the body will do is that it's going to take whatever it needs to utilize for my proper functioning of my body systems, and the rest is going to be stored as fat. So even if you are eating apples, very healthy apples, asi ukadya ari 7, zvinongoita system yako, the body system is a very intelligent system. It knows how much it needs, and whatever it does not need, it's going to be stored as fat. So it is very important kuti kana tichidya we maintain my normal portions, tisaita zviya zvekuti munhu anosadzirwa plate kusvika usasaone design yeplate. Aiwa, munhu ngaisirwe chikafu achidya chikafu chaanoguta. And another important factor to consider when we talk about weight management is exercise. Exercise yakatikoshera vanhu vaMwari. Exercise inobetsera kuti masystems emumuviri ese afunctione zvakanaka. Be it the lungs, be it the heart, be it the liver, every body system requires exercise for proper functioning. Exercise tibatsira kuti tibene a lot of fat cells in our body. So most of us these days we are living a very sedentary lifestyle. Ingori life yekubudamba wopinda mukombi kana mota woburuka woenda unogara kuoffice kwako, you spend the whole day sitting on your chair, you go back home, you eat and sleep. That is how our life yevazhinji vedu zvairi. But it is important that we find time to exercise, we make time for physical activity, and it's also important for weight management. So as we conclude, let us remember to engage in my diets that is sustainable, that will promote good health. Let us stay active, and may we stay healthy and fit until our next episode.